The Incredibles thanks to the NSA files has gotten quite popular again on YouTube as of lately, and Demon Slayer is coming out with more content. So I decided to take my two favorite characters from both franchises and pit them against each other. And to top it off, I actually think the specific fight between Bob Parr aka Mr. Incredible and Akaza is quite close. Since Mr. Incredible is new to my channel, I'll start off with him. Going over the attack potency as well as relevant abilities for Mr. Incredible, we know that he's straight confirmed to be the strongest hero in the entire franchise, and has some pretty insane stats, especially in his invincibility on the NSA files. When he was fat and out of his prime, he fought the Omni Droid version 8 and managed to comfortably pull the win after outsmarting it. He also was able to overpower it on more than one occasion as well. After this, he got back into fighting shape, which was said to be near his prime in an art book, and while I do think it's somewhat questionable to use an art book, it does imply that Mr. Incredible should for sure be above that version of the Omni Droid on a consistent basis. In version 4 of the Omni Droid killed a super by the name of Hypershock who can output magnitude 6 earthquakes, which would be town level. Keep in mind, he lost to version 4 of the Omni Droid, whereas Mr. Incredible was able to shred defeat Omni Droid version 8, and as mentioned before, he was out of shape when that happened. So Mr. Incredible, when in shape during the events of the movie or his glory days, should be a decent bit stronger and even more durable than that super. Another thing to mention is how Violet with her force fields is able to block multiple attacks from the Omni Droid version 10, and this is important because when her shield was eventually destroyed by Omni Droid version 10, Mr. Incredible had to intervene saving her and Dash from being crushed by it, suggesting that his durability can be argued above her force fields. The same force field later tanked the massive explosion as well. So you can say for sure that Bob is anywhere between town level and potentially even large town level. Now of course Akaza himself is no slouch in this regard, especially considering upper moons like Gyutaro should be much weaker than him. And Gyutaro's suicide attack was pretty massive and yields results between a multi-city block and potentially town level. Another feat that's outright calculated at town level is the Banjo Demon Girl using her Blood Demon art to create the Infinity Castle. Considering how much weaker both of these characters are than Akaza, you can definitely say he's in the same ballpark as Bob. Though I'd definitely say that the overall edge in raw strength and durability should go to Bob. Now the thing that makes Akaza really deadly against Mr. Incredible is both his skill as a martial artist and his insane hacks abilities. With his destructive death compass needle, he can detect one's fighting spirit, which helps him detect characters preventing sneak attacks as well as predicting the moves of his opponents. Considering even human infants with no supernatural power source give off fighting spirit, there's no reason to believe that Mr. Incredible wouldn't have that, and that makes the fight much harder for him. Not just that, but Mr. Incredible doesn't have insane regeneration like Akaza, and unlike Akaza, he wouldn't be able to get tired in a fight. The only hacks abilities I can mention for Bob outside of his super strength and enhanced durability is his being able to sense danger. This was confirmed in the NSA files, and when you rewatch the movie, it's actually shown multiple times. Such as when Bon Voyage was attempting to rob an establishment, or when the guy outside of Bob's workplace was getting robbed, or that one time he totally sensed his wife getting mad at him. Hell, it must be one ferocious lady if she set off his spidey sense like that. This ability could potentially be useful when countering the destructive Death Compass Needle, but that's entirely dependent on speed. So the real question here is, between these two characters, who's actually faster? Speed for both of these characters, at least in my opinion, is quite interesting. Akaza should be faster in a version of Mitsuri who's able to react to the Blood Demon art Hantego had. However, we don't know if it's actually as fast as Natural Lightning. Natural Lightning contains properties similar to that of the Sun, which would be fatal to demons. So it's strange to say that it is actual lightning or as fast as Natural Lightning, considering we do not know what the properties of said lightning is. As a matter of fact, there is nothing necessarily proving that it was fast as Natural Lightning to begin with. And the databook scans that suggest it isn't even talking about him summoning from the sky or anything like that. It was literally referring to him summoning it from his staff. So at best it's just magical lightning, which means we don't really know the exact speed for it. However, Akaza would still scale to massively hypersonic speed due to a feat that Muzan performed, and this was a casual Muzan chasing down some random lower moon demon. Akaza should logically scale to this, considering I doubt Muzan was being serious when all that happened was a father demon tried to run away from Daddy's belt. Bob, on the other hand, has feats of reacting to Jack's laser, and this laser was shown to have seemingly photonic properties. And Bob dodged this after it was fired. That's the best feat I could find for Mr. Incredible, which was quite interesting considering I didn't know he had feats like that to begin with. Now that we have concluded what stats and hacks abilities are relevant, it is time to give the conclusion to this battle. Bob seems to have better overall stats, but I don't think that matters in this case. The strength and durability edge is there, but is actually not by a large margin, and Akaza is a definite contender. The only way I see this working out for Bob is if you have Akaza lose to a cop-out like the Sun. But that's really unfair to Akaza, seeing as how he would have to work under a time limit, especially when he wins under every other circumstance. Not just that, but I still doubt Bob can last an entire night against someone who won't get fatigued, which means he'll lose to the lack of stamina, a problem Akaza wouldn't have. Goes to show how raw stats doesn't automatically grant you the win. It's quite unfortunate that the GOAT Mr. Incredible's debut on my channel ended in a loss. But this isn't the end, of course. There will be more fights in the future. And if it makes you feel better, this is the first time Demon Slayer has had a solid win on my channel. Also, for those who may be interested, here's a spreadsheet for anyone who may want to buy a video. There will obviously be more content in the future, so please like and subscribe. This video I do admit is somewhat of a distraction so I can edit my other video, but I do hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Have a good day, everybody.